Welcome back to DS Trucks. So the F450 is low on oil again. We are about 50% used up on our oil change and we are low again. So if you follow the channel, you know that we have been monitoring our oil consumption on our 2020 F450. It's got the 6.7 liter Power Stroke V8. But I noticed when I first got the truck that with the factory oil in the truck, it burned a good amount of oil before the first oil change. Again, at about 500 miles in, we burned some oil. That was with the, I believe they factory filled this with 10W30, but factory oil, it burned just over a quart of oil. We changed the oil to the severe duty 5W40 Motorcraft full synthetic diesel oil, and the same thing seems to have happened. Burned about the same amount of oil. Looking back, it burned about the same amount of oil. Now here we are on our third oil change. We switched to Hot Shot Secrets full synthetic oil. I'll link the video to that oil change where you can see that we actually topped off the oil. But now we are going to go ahead and pull the dipstick. We'll check the oil. We'll see where it's at 50% life. And let's see here, moment of truth. Let's go ahead and wipe it off, and we'll put it back and pull it out and see exactly where it's at. Bear with me, this is real time. So yeah guys, that's where we are at. We are barely even touching the oil here. Yeah, it's pretty interesting how things are looking. Let's jump inside the truck and take a look at our paperwork and how many miles we've driven. Alright guys, inside the truck, and this is pretty much how I'm keeping records of my maintenance on the truck. I don't actually have a log book or anything like that. I just got a file organizer in here. The files fit real nice in here. I actually did a video on how to get these to fit nicely in here if they don't fit for you. But I'm pretty much just taking the invoices from the parts that I get from the dealer, or if I just have the dealer do the service, then I just chronologically put those invoices in order. But I'll write down the mileage and all that stuff on the invoice and just keep stacking them up. So let's take a look at what we have in here. So right now we are currently at 9,378 miles, and our oil was actually changed. Our oil was actually changed at 7,060 miles. So 789, so about 2,300 miles. We burned about a quart, just over a quart of oil here. Interesting. It does seem like it's not really slowing down, but it's definitely still within Ford specification. It's not, I think Ford's going to want like a quart every 1,000 miles or every 800 miles or something like that. So according to Ford, it's probably not going to be considered excessive, but it could be just my driving habits or whatever. But let's go ahead and top off the oil and see roughly how much oil we need to top it off. Alright, so adding the oil in, when I initially did the oil change on the truck in the first place, I added 3 of these gallons, and this is the 4th gallon, and this is how much was used out of the gallon. There are no markings on this, which Hot Shot Seekers, if you see this video, you should maybe see if we can add some markings, some quart markings to these gallons. So we're just going to look at how much is in here and kind of eyeball it. I think it's going to need about a quart, but we will eyeball this and see how much oil this takes. Kind of nailed that right on the head. So that works out good. That's where we're gonna leave it. Alright guys, now how much oil did we use? So we got it filled right up to the perfect, right to the full mark. And I showed you guys where this was before. This is where it's at now. My estimates is just over a quart and a half, but it's hard to really say. Like I said, this doesn't have any markings or anything on it, so it's hard to say. But yeah, that's where it's at. I'm gonna definitely keep an eye on this. It's definitely close. We'll see if it stops. The truck actually does run really good. It runs really well, but yeah, we do have oil consumption still at 9,000 miles. So we're gonna just keep running it. It doesn't make sense to press the issue right now. I think I'm gonna wait and see how it does after a year or two, and maybe even start, I don't know, maybe start a consumption test. But it's just not worth pressing the issue right now. It's not hurting anything. If it does end up needing a new engine, or if it gets worse or anything like that, I'd rather do that once it's got, 30,000 miles or whatever on it, because that, to me, that at that point it does help the value if it had 30, 40 or even 50,000 miles and you've got a brand new engine. But at the mileage that I'm at, it doesn't make sense to have, oh yeah, we got a new engine at 13,000 miles. Kind of, doesn't make sense to press the issue. But we're gonna continue to monitor this. What do you guys think could be the cause of this? I will say that I do use the exhaust brake quite a bit. Maybe I should try to stop doing that and see if it slows down with the oil consumption. But I don't know, guys. I don't know why. Otherwise, it does run great. We did have a couple 10-speed transmission problems. A little bit of reprogramming seems to have fixed that issue. But yeah, this is pretty much it. My name's Sean. This is DS Trucks. This is our truck, our 2020 F450. We've done some things to the truck. We've got our snowplow installed. We've got snowplow installed videos up, a couple different videos. Did the snowplow install a few times on this truck, believe it or not. We did our wiring all on video for the snowplow. As you can see, there's our snowplow wiring. We also did salt spreader install videos on this truck. We've got our Built Right stuff up there on the dash. Videos on that are on the channel. We've got the Built Right tech plate on the back of the seat. Those videos are also up on the channel. Another cool thing that we just did is we put Milwaukee battery chargers on the rear seat storage area here, which actually turned out to be a pretty cool idea. A lot of people, a lot of good response on that. You pretty much can hook up your batteries as needed, and it's really convenient. Now your batteries aren't flying around everywhere and you don't know where they are. Instead, they're right there. The next thing I need to get is a power inverter, and I'm thinking about mounting it to the back of the seat, but I have to really think this through as far as the wiring and all that being a moving part. I really got to think it through. So I need a bigger inverter to power all these batteries, so I got to do something. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. This is DS Trucks. My name is Sean. See you guys in the next video. Over and out.